Takes a little bit to go live. And okay, here
Yeah.
we go. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Around 30 Minutes. This is where I take somebody out of the fandom and all that stuff and get, people to get to know them a little better, try to do a little positive thing, get, know people out in the fandom, all that good stuff. So today, as always, I have a special, wonderful guest, and I have Mr. Dennis Moulton, also known as GotBot on his channel and everything. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me on my little show. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm delighted to be here. I feel like it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, but it's just finding the time, especially where I live in a really weird time zone. Like we have our own time zone, so it's really strange.
So you're in Canada?
I'm in Canada.
Okay, so where exactly? Like you're way up like New York, I mean, way past up that way, right?
I am the most easterly province of Canada. Here
Okay.
we have the most easterly point of North America, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
And Newfoundland is made up of two sections. Newfoundland and Labrador is made up of Labrador, which is part of the mainland of Canada, and then
Okay.
Newfoundland is the island portion, and I'm on the island portion. And we're in a weird spot where we have our own time zone. Like I will say, like if you're in Central, it's CST, right? Central Standard Time. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Well, us, it's NST, Newfoundland Standard Time.
Oh, you have your own. Well, I did not know that.
No,
That is
I think
wow.
we're the only place that has it.
That is wild. Because you asked me, like you said, usually when I speak with Canada, Canadians that I've had on and everything, they've been like an hour ahead of me. You said two. I'm like, well, how the heck are you 2 hours ahead of me?
Well, a while ago, I think you had M from Transformers and Video Games.
Yeah, he's in the thing. He's in the chat room right now.
Absolutely, he's a good friend of mine.
Yes,
I feel like
really good dude.
I have largely grown around the same time. But for where he lives compared to where I live, there's an hour and a half difference. So it makes sense.
So that's what you okay? Because you actually like you said you were like 15 or 20 minutes. Like you said, it's like 12:30 there or something or whatever. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like we should be on the same time zone, at least but an hour difference and everything. Oh, okay, man.
Half hour. That extra half hour throws everybody off.
That is wild.
Yeah,
I've never. Okay, very nice. Yeah. Transformers Video Games. He's in the chat room. He says, "Hey, I'll be sure to watch this when I get home." Okay, so he's doing some stuff and everything. That's cool. All right. Well, let's get started with the question and everything. And I want to say thank you for everybody that's coming in. I'm going to watch this. So first thing I always ask is, what do you collect?
Honestly, I used to be into G.I. Joe a little bit.
Okay.
And I used to be into, believe it or not, Star Trek a little bit, but all of it really sort of fell by the wayside when I got kind of hardcore back into Transformers.
Okay. How long have you been like hardcore? Like you said, hardcore. Were you casually into Transformers, or did you just jump right into it?
No, I had a few. I'll say from about animated onward. Okay. And it was only a few. And then for some peculiar reason, in 2012, I saw the Fall of Cybertron Soundwave in stores. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, wow, he looks like the Soundwave I had as a kid. Now, I was remembering incorrectly, but it was enough that I picked him up. And then I saw Jazz, and I was like, that looks like Jazz. And then I saw Shockwave, and I was like, he's kind of small, but looks like Shockwave. And it really just sort of grew from there. So I suppose you could technically credit the Fall of Cybertron game for getting me back into it, but it was the nostalgia that got me back into it.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, so that was around, you said anime, so that would be around 2008-ish or something like that, but you got back into it hardcore about 2012. Very nice. Yeah. It's a good game. I mean, both of them, I think, are, Fall of Cybertron, and the other one is really good games and everything. I think they're still classics to play now and everything. So
absolutely. Now, Dark Spark was a little iffy, though.
That was the one where it mixed in the movie kind of, too, right? Yeah, that was, I don't care about that one, but... It was fun. But yeah, the other ones are really good. You know what really was a good game? You remember Armada, the Armada game?
The Armada game was a good game. So was the Beast Wars game.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember. Well, I take that back. I don't remember much about the Beast Wars game, but I do. The Armada one was awesome because you had to play Tidal. I mean, you had to fight Tidal Wave and stuff. And
you did, yeah.
That was a good one, man.
Devastation was a good game too. It was just really short.
Yeah, well, that was mainly a button smashing kind of game. Like
It
you
was,
just
yeah.
everything, but even the nostalgia, you're just like, wow, that's cool. You're playing against Devastator and everything, so it was pretty good. It was all right, awesome. So to go off on that, so why do you think you collect? Why do you think you got back into collecting? Was it just nostalgia or anything like that?
Here's the funny part. That's a fair question. When I was a little kid, I was one of those kids that was really lucky, man. I was, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old in the
Mhm.
80s, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
And when Transformers debuted, I was already, this is going to sound sacrilegious, but I was already a fan of GoBots because they came on afternoons. And
Uh-huh.
then
Yeah.
Transformers came on. The channel that had GoBots picked up Transformers as well. So I kind of got into it because I was already sort of interested in the kind of transforming robot toys. And of course, then we got, Brave Star and we got Mask and we got G.I. Joe, and all of them were great, but they all came just kind of slightly after Transformers. So I think the reason I got pulled into Transformers was because it was the nostalgia and the puzzle of it, but also because it was the first of that kind of wave of franchises that came, at least for me.
Okay. Okay, very nice. Mine was He-Man. He-Man came out around '82, and I was a big He-Man fan. I've said on this before, if I could start a new collection, it would be definitely He-Man because that was one of my first loves and everything. And I think I saw at San Diego Comic Con they're coming out with a new line with more articulation. I was like, oh god.
I know. I
Uh,
heard, and I saw the same. I've seen, I guess, photos or whatever
uh,
of the Skeletor and the He-Man, and I think they have 6 or 8 that they have already confirmed are happening. And it's
yeah,
that they look G1 but with better articulation.
I
Same
know.
story that we know for a long time. I think Mattel is doing a smart thing. It's
Yeah.
a franchise that worked in the past. They
Oh yeah.
could use an injection of something fresh.
Hmm.
Not go with Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just like, oh my god, my wife's gonna kill me there. But okay. Crimson Raptor said he really likes your custom figures and everything, all that good stuff.
Thanks.
So very nice. But yeah, I saw that at San Diego Comic Con. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, man! Stop doing that. But it looks good, and I may get on a couple of them. You have to. I think with every like franchise, you have to have certain ones out of a franchise, like Godzilla or something, or you have to have at least
Those
one.
perennial ones.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
know?
So I may try to get some. If there, I don't know. I don't think did they give a price or what they're going to be the price
Uh,
points are.
15.99 US,
Oh, that's easy.
which isn't
Oh,
bad.
no, that's not bad at all. That's less than a deluxe siege figure.
It
So,
is. Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely. So how much? Well, how much now? I've asked other people and everything. How much do Transformers cost up there where you're at?
Okay, so where I'm to, and I've really been addressing this on the channel for a while when I do the whole guilty or innocent of the price increase.
Yeah.
Because we had a big increase. It started with the last night, which I don't think was justified for at all. Everybody said it'll probably just stick with the movies because they need licensing and stuff. I said just once the next generation's line comes after Power of the Primes, we're going to see the hike, and sure enough, we did. So here's how it breaks down. When it comes to the small figures, the Battle Masters, which are really equivalent to Prime Masters, Titan Masters, they're the same price. They never went up. They're $7.92.
Okay.
The 2-pack Micromasters pretty much took over the price point of a Legends class. They're $12.99.
Okay. Not much from us.
A Deluxe now up here is $29.99.
Oh, no, that's a big hike right there. The two smaller ones and everything. So, how much would the leader class Shockwave or anything? How much that cost you? Like 60, $70?
I'm getting there. Voyager is right now $49.99. So our Voyager is basically your leader.
Yeah.
Our leader is $69.99.
So you're talking $20 increase.
And
wow.
And then our commander class.
Oh yeah, how much is Jetfire?
Here's the thing. I managed to get him on sale. He's not here yet, but I managed to get him on sale for less than the US price.
Oh.
But the regular commander class price is going to be $119.99.
So you're talking about, let's see, I got him for 80. So you're talking about a $40 increase just about.
Yeah. And granted, a conversion does account for some of it, but then there's still a markup on top of that.
Oh,
I had a conversation with somebody last night about that.
Wow, that's wild. That is
Yeah.
wild, man. I don't know. You know what? That might drive me out of collecting. I say that I don't. I say that and I'll be like, whatever. I buy a lot of stuff, but that really. I mean, So where do you get? Where can you go to? Do y'all have WalMarts up there or anything, or Targets or anything?
Here's the funny part. First, we used to have Target. I loved Target. It was a nice shopping experience. And they had a couple of early fiascos go on when they entered Canada, unfortunately, that really stumped them up. And they ended up, I think, pulling out too soon. And they were never given like a fair shake.
Yeah.
In my neck of the woods right here, I actually have 5 Walmarts. Now, we're only a city of about 50,000. 5 Walmarts.
That's a lot of Walmart.
Yeah. We have a Toys R Us.
Okay.
We have 5 EB Games. And I mentioned EB Games because up here, it seems like Toys R Us is getting the Target exclusives, and it seems like EB Games is getting the Walgreens exclusives.
Okay. So EB Games is kind of like our GameStop, I think, right?
It absolutely is your GameStop. The only thing is, their distribution, because they've only sort of expanded over the last year, really within the realm of collectibles, their distribution is not great. Like, for example, the Wave 2 Deluxes and Voyagers were cited in Canada at EB Games as early as February. They didn't arrive here until May the 9th.
Oh, wow. That's
big
delay. That's it. Our GameStop, well, I go in there once in a while. It's usually game starts or buy their Targets or something, or buy a Walmart or something. So if I'm going looking around, I'll go stop in there and think. Ours don't get very often. I mean, we don't get. There's Transformer, not really any Transformer to be honest. It's mainly like collectible, Marvel stuff and everything. NECA is in there sometimes. I bought some NECA stuff from there and everything. So it's very seldom that I'll see a Transformer that I want in a GameStop.
I think the retail landscape between here and there, though, is very different. Like, we used to have, a pretty rich landscape as well. But like we don't have Kmart anymore. We don't have Target anymore. And I'm sorry, but like something like Marshalls or Winners, which is like TJ Maxx for you guys. Like, that's not going to compete with something like Walmart. It's not even on their radar.
No. With stores like that, TJ Maxx, when you're talking about Marshall and everything, they really only get really good stuff is maybe around Christmas, around the holidays,
And it's usually last year stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like they'll get I think they were finding COG or something from the last night and everything. Everything. I never saw him, but they were they'll probably they'll stock up on stuff for Christmas. But if you go in there, like if I went there now, I wouldn't find anything at all.
You never saw Cogman?
No, I never saw Cogman. I had the
Studio Series.
Studio Series. I have him, but I never got the original one.
It's really interesting because right now I could go and put my hands on, I'd say 8, 9 Cogman still on the shelf.
Really?
We still have last night's stuff on the shelf here because it's not selling. People aren't going to go and spend $30 plus tax, which here our tax is really high. Our tax is 15% in this province.
Oh, that's bad.
So you're looking at $35, say, tax in for generally a lackluster deluxe. The sad part is that out of the last night line, I think the Cogman was perhaps the absolute best. I love him.
Now, I do love the Studio Series one. It's a good one. I've said this several times, man. I would sell all my movie stuff, because I have tons of it from the 07 movie up to the last night. I would sell all that and just go with Studio Series because it's much better. And I think they're going to make a lot of what we want for Studio Series. So I'm excited for that.
I agree, absolutely. Did you see the new Leader Optimus? What'd you think of him with his trailer?
It looks fine. I mean, it's cool that it turns into his weapon rack and everything. It's the Dark of the Moon one, right?
It is, yeah.
It looks pretty good. I'm more likely I'll probably get it and everything, but it kind of looks plain, to be honest. It doesn't really look like it has a lot of paint on him and stuff, and the weapon rack doesn't look like it's painted that well.
It does look plain, but I'll give credit where credit is due. It can turn into the weapon rack. He can still have it go on as his jetpack thing, like that Ultimate Optimus Prime. Yeah. And he can still combine with Jetfire. So truth is, it might actually be like the definitive, kind of Optimus with his trailer with the Jetfire, compatibility. Maybe it's definitive.
Yeah. Well, I thought, what, to be honest, I have the one of the primes and that Jetfire that it has and that can combine. I thought that was the weakest part of it because it was just, he was so small and there's so much stuff on him hanging off. It just made it not fun to mess around with. He couldn't even hold his weapon up. It was just like, I don't really like them now. Separate, they're fine. Jetfire is really good. But when he was combined with Optimus, I thought it wasn't that good.
Nice for display, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Good point. All right, cool. So, who is your favorite character, and why is she or he your favorite character?
Favorite character, Wheeljack. Mad scientist. Why not?
Very nice. Nobody's ever said Wheeljack before.
Yeah, no, it's always Wheeljack.
Very, very nice. Awesome. So, what is one of your favorite pieces that you have? What is one that means a lot to you, maybe costs the most, or just has sentimental value to you?
It's really funny. Not that long ago, I was challenged to do this Holy Grail toy video.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm.
And I found it really hard because of a couple of things. One, different people define what it means to have a Holy Grail toy differently. Some will say it's the most expensive. Some will say it's the most rare. Some will say it's the most special, which is why I said in that kind of overview that it's going to be personal to you. Mm-hmm. And I found it hard to choose one. So I took 10 and I said, maybe as I discuss them through the video, I'll be able to pick out the one that stands out as my Grail of Grails to me.
Yeah.
And I ended up picking out Metroplex. Now, to be fair, I have the Wei Jiang Ultimate Guard, and that's special to me because it was a 40th birthday gift from my mother. Gotta love Mom.
Yeah.
I can go back to Fall of Cybertron Legends class Bumblebee, and I can say, you know what? He's special to me because he was the first figure that was ever given to me by Sam. A lot of people know her now as Starscream wife. Yeah. So like I have a lot of personal ones like that, but I feel like that for the deal I got, for what I've been able to add to him to kind of make him, I don't know, more perfect, I guess, more definitive, I feel like Metroplex stands out because he's always kind of a work in progress.
Okay, very nice. Now you're talking about the Titan Returns one, right?
I am.
One. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I got Metro. I was lucky. I managed to find Metroplex in the secondary market for, get this, $90 Canadian.
That's good, actually.
In box.
Wow.
And then a while after that, I posted some pictures and stuff where he had a second blaster. And people said, where did you get the second blaster? That's not the Takara version.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, but I was at a thrift store and found the second blaster for $2.50. So,
oh, nice.
Altogether, I say I spent $92.50 for Metroplex. Yeah. I since then I've added turrets and manacle. I love the little Iron Factory set. Mm-hmm. I got that for 40 Canadian. Yeah. And the most, honestly, the only thing that I really paid retail price for on him is 6-gun.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Very nice. Well, I think that you bring up a good point. What does a Grail mean to people? Like, to me, I have a lot of stuff, that, people have, given me over, the years I've collected everything just because, they just know me and everything. And, if you know Robert D, he's given me a lot of stuff and everything. He's sold me some stuff and everything. And, I remember the first thing he ever gave me was that Optimus Prime pin.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And, I did a top 10 of my Optimus Primes. And there's a lot. I have tons of Optimus Primes and everything. But that meant the most to me because it was the first thing that he ever gave to me, and that's how we, really, sparked a wonderful friendship and everything. Right. So I think the Grail is something. I think most people would use a Grail as what means the most to you instead of what's the most expensive and stuff.
I found it really interesting that you brought up Robert D because I've never talked to the man. I don't know him, but I very much, or to my knowledge, I've never talked to the man. But I very much respect him because Robert D seems to by hook or crook, kind of get his hands on everything, at least to experience it, if nothing else. So I put a lot of kind of faith behind his opinion, because I feel like most of the time it's coming from a first-hand experience with something, and that gives you a different perspective.
Yeah. He's a character, man. I don't know if you listen to Sharecast, he's a character. So
he is definitely a character. Yeah,
he's one of my best friends in the world and everything. I'd do anything for him. So Crimson Raptor asks, no rush question for GotBot. What about a non-combining Siege Elite 1 custom like the Diggy Bash from Chromia Twitter? So I'm not quite. What question are you asking? What about a non-combining Siege Elite 1 custom?
Is he talking about from Chrome Tyranno on Twitter?
I have no idea. He just said there's
a mistake. I think that's Grim Locamus, and I know what that custom was like. Beautiful custom, could certainly be done. Here's the thing: when it comes to the kind of fembots that came out, a lot of people didn't like that Moonracer mold. I don't mind it. I
like it. I'm getting all of them. I don't have the Lita 1. I'm not going to use it as combining. I'm using mine as separate.
Well, here's the thing. For a lot of times, for a long time, I thought about getting an alternate version of Lita 1, probably from MMC. But I ended up buying the Power of the Primes one because I didn't get the Starscream, so I didn't have the mold. And I was like, oh, I'm okay with the mold. And I was never going to combine them. However, that being said, I'm a little bit of a different collector because every time I look at something or think about something, the first thing that comes to my mind is, how will I be able to use this for stop motion? Because I have a whole series that I'm always thinking about. And I actually do have a place to fit the combiner. It won't be till season 3, but I do have a place to fit a combiner like that. So I think it makes it a little bit different because I don't just look at how well something going to display. I actually look at how well is it going to function. And sometimes I get a happy surprise out of that. Like the Fembot combiner. I wasn't a huge fan of Victorion, but I think I can get behind the Lita's team.
Yeah. Now people have been in someone. I think it was David Hill and or somebody asked me in the one of my things if now the combiner, the Fembot combiner has Chromia as a chess piece. Now, is that a fan made or how was that done? I couldn't really answer it because I don't know for sure. I just grabbed the picture off the Facebook or something like that.
I think that it is a fan mode, if I'm not mistaken, but I have no idea how it's attached either. I did ask the question, but I don't think I ever got a response as to how it was done. But I did see it too. Here's the thing: they made changes to Chromia to make her better. I don't like the mold as much.
Oh, I do. I love it. I love
the side of her legs and stuff. Like I got her because we didn't get the old Chromia.
Yeah.
But
I'm totally opposite. I love that one. I love that one better than the one with the ports and stuff to me.
Well, you know what? Word is that we might be getting a wait, are you talking about the old mold or the new mold? Which Chromia do you prefer?
The new one. The new one.
So you're going to be tickled to death to get the Nightbird out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, like I'll probably get it because I didn't get the RC version of Nightbird, so I'll probably do it. But it's one of those things like, I don't like the mold that much, but I do not have a version of the character, and I want a version of the character, so I'm probably going to spend the money on something that I don't really like in order to get the character that I want.
That's true. That's true. Well, I mean, sometimes you may like it. Who knows? You say that. I've bought stuff and I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna like it, but I find out I do.
It's funny. I've had molds that I didn't like as one character, and I liked them after as a different character. Better tolerances or something.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. Well, I got some questions for you. People are asking. David Hill asked, "What is your next custom going to be?"
That's a fair question. Actually, you know what? I got something this past Christmas. And I've been working on it since then. It is a big custom, probably my biggest custom. I'm almost done, but I'm struggling with exactly how to present it because it's almost got to be done in chapters because it's going to include several figures. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it as a tease like that for now.
Okay. Yeah, you got to. You got to tease. You can't give it all out like that. Yeah. Right? So Crimson said, I guess what he was trying to explain was, what about making a non-combining Siege Elite 1 using the Siege Chromia? I mean, same with making a Siege Trailbreaker customer with a Siege Ironhide.
It's really funny. I mean, when I got Trailbreaker, I actually done a little bit of custom work on him anyway.
Oh, okay.
To kind of like I painted the chest blue and I sort of filled over the combiner peg because I was never planning on having him combine.
Yeah.
But you know what? An Alita custom from Chromia, I think that'd be very doable. That wouldn't be hard at all, especially if we're lucky enough, though you wouldn't need it. You could always use the Chromia face and just paint it. But if you were lucky enough, especially to have like a spare Alita head, all the better. Now that being said, you could mold a little bit of extra things on it. Like, I mean, I just recently done Blaster from
from Soundwave,
right?
Yeah.
And I asked the guy, because I was commissioned, I was hired to do it, it's not mine. And I asked the guy, what do you want me to do about the head? Do you want me to just paint it? Or do you have a spearhead? Or do you want to order one from like Shapeways or something? Or do you want me to just work with the head and do what I can to make it more Blaster-ish?
Yeah.
He said, no, work with the head and see what you can come up with. And I did what I could, and he was happy with it, and I was happy with it, and a lot of people seem to be happy with it, so great.
Yeah, that's all that matters. It was good. All right. So GW asks, sorry, with all the talk of the HasLab Unicron, is this something that you would be interested in backing?
It's funny. I did a whole. I wanted to do a discussion on it, but I know it's been such a controversial topic this past week, like enough that I find it's really been divisive among the fandom.
Yeah.
And that bothers me. It bothers me because I've always liked our fandom, and I hate to see something be such a splitting point for people. I find that unfortunate. So when I was doing the discussion, I said, you know what? Every story has two sides, man. I get it. Every story has two sides. So I want to present both sides. So I went back at the time, which was as of Sunday, I believe, and I scoured all forms of social media that I could find. I scoured all of the fan boards that I could find to kind of amass every argument I could get for it and every argument I could get against it.
Yeah.
And then I done the discussion where I kind of took on three different roles. It was really hard to film.
Yeah.
Where the GotBot side of me, the fanboy side of me was like, this thing is amazing. And then the Dennis rational side of me is like, I can't wrap my head around the logic of it. Now, let's put it in perspective, though.
Yeah.
You have to look at it from Canadian terms. With conversion in, with shipping in, that thing, depending on the province you're living in, taxes, import fees, everything else, that thing is ranging between $905 to say $935. $1,000 for a toy?
Yeah.
I can't. Like, here's the thing. As soon as I say that, I've been kind of barraged by a lot of people who have said, oh, too bad your wife won't let you. Oh, too bad. You know, you can't afford to afford it. It's not that. I can afford it. I'm educated. I work, you know.
Do you want to pay for that? That's the question is, do you want to pay $1,000 for
the thing? I said, I just don't want it. Remember what I said? I said, for me, it's more than display. It's the functionality. And I look at what was on display and I look at everything that was on the back, and I get that the planet parts got to go somewhere. But I look at everything that was on the back. I look at everything that was on the legs. And the first thought that comes to me is, what if something breaks? Not like you can fix it. And then I see that both modes are using that stand. Does he require the stand just to stand up?
I think he'll be all right with that stand. I think it's early, 3D printed thing, so I don't think he'll need the stand. I mean,
and you might be right. I think it's, I don't know. Like the fan part of me is like, yeah, it's impressive. It's kind of amazing. But then the practical side of me is like, I don't know if I could use it for what I want to use it for. Yeah. And I don't know if I could look at it on the shelf and get joy from it when I'm thinking to myself, there is the combination of a mortgage payment, a car insurance payment, and a night out to meet the wife.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't.
Yeah. Real life.
I like there's a moral thing there for me. Not saying it's for everyone. I mean, I can only speak for me, and this got to be a personal choice, I think, for everyone. But for me, I feel like I can't, in good conscience, send a message to the company that it's okay to charge this price for what is essentially a toy.
Gotcha. Okay, very nice. All right, got more quick. Golly. So Input asks, what camera do you use for your stop motion?
Honestly, for my stop motion, I just use a couple of different mobile devices. That's all I've used because they're the easiest thing to shift around, to balance around. There's 2 phones that honestly I use the cameras on those 2 phones. My wife has said, why don't you use the same one that you use for reviews? And I'm like, A, because it doesn't really get down low enough all the time to the floor for what I need. And B, there's a lot more adjustment to do with it. I find that doing it mobile wise, I can do a lot more stuff on the fly.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to be easier on yourself, because it's a lot of work that goes into that.
I'm a good year past where I wanted to be to release season 2, and part of it is because the season is a lot bigger. Like the episodes are huge for this season, but it's also because I wanted it to be better than what season 1 was, because season 1 I was just learning. I'm still just learning, but I want to apply what I've learned.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Okay. Ninja Bill 1000 asks, what combiner team would you like to see in the next line?
What combiner team? I honestly, like, I think I got most of the combiners that I dig, but I wouldn't complain if we got an updated version of Dino King. And I don't want Monstructor. I want Dino King.
Okay. I don't know. Like you said, I think the
Train
combiners.
bots.
Yeah, you can do the train bots and everything, but I think the combiners could, have done. I think they've done all of them really. I was gonna say Predator King, but they did the Predator King one.
Seacons are coming too.
Yeah, Seacons are coming. So I think they're done with the combiners, to be honest. I mean, they could update them.
And honestly, what else are they going to do? I think the connection system is about as smooth as you're going to get it. I mean, yes, you could do something like Masterpiece wise, but that's a different kettle of fish. That's not mainline. It's, sometimes I'll talk about, I like this Optimus Prime. People are like, yeah, but that's not, an MP. And I'm like, no, it's not. So why are you comparing them? It's just apples to oranges, right?
Yeah.
Knowing Ninja Bill as I do, and he's a great guy, been a great supporter of the channel, I'm sure that he is mostly referencing mainline. Yeah, I could go with a Dino King because we haven't had that, but is it significant enough to warrant it? I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about comparing to the MP, a lot of people are comparing the Jetfire, the Commander class, to the Phoenix from Fans Toys, and on my review, I was like, no, I mean, it's not. I mean, if you want to use it as your MP, that's fine. It's your money. You can do whatever you want to. But I graded it on a different scale. This is going to be for my Chug. I'm not going to have it replaced as my MP and everything. But it just it matters. The last thing is that it matters to you what you wanted to do with it.
And I'll say this, I think that aesthetically, it's 2 completely different ball games. I had Phoenix. Now, I didn't have them. Somebody lent them to me and said, you've never taken a look at anything from Fans Toys, and you should take a look at Phoenix because he's perfect. Now, this guy was a great guy. He didn't even have Phoenix out of the box.
Wow.
And he wanted me to take a look at it. So I brought it to my house. I opened it up. I inspected it very carefully because it's quite expensive, and discovered out of box, it was broke. And I said, do you still want me to do the review? I'm telling you now, I just took him out of the package and I was inspecting him, and I noticed the what is it, the hip slider pieces? One of them was cracked. Now he can still transform both, but he said, no, go ahead and do it. I'm like, okay. It was the scariest review I've ever done. He looks spectacular. Looks amazing in both modes. Great heft. But functionally, oh my goodness, it was the scariest thing that I've ever done in my life.
I don't think I honestly, a lot of people. I mean, I have him up there and everything. He does. The articulation's kind of lacking in him and everything, and all that stuff. Now, and like I said, the Siege one is a lot more fun to play with, and it looks beautiful too. I mean, whoever made that loves Transformers.
Oh, absolutely.
They're a big Transformer fan and everything. And it goes same with Phoenix too, but they're on a different level. It's a wholly different playing field with Phoenix. He looks, he's MP.
Yeah,
Now
he
with
is.
Siege, it's fun. Siege, you have fun transforming them back and forth. I transformed him once, and he will never be transformed again, probably. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? A lot of people say that, and I find it funny. Like some people are like, "I wonder how long something will last," or they're like, "Oh, that's probably going to break." And I find it interesting if years have passed, because in a lot of cases, I've probably used that figure several times and transformed it back and forth several times.
Yeah.
Because I suppose where I do the stop motion, in a way, I'm kind of playing with my toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different thing than just displaying it on the shelf. It's a different type of collector. Like I asked the question a little while ago, maybe some people that are into the really like, I only do MP, I only do high end, I'm going to put it on the shelf, I'm never going to touch it. Maybe they're not so much a toy collector as they are an art collector. And maybe that's a different type of mindset.
That is different. Yeah, I think a lot of people are like that. They put, they're happy that it comes in bot mode. Like, sometimes they get upset because they come in, alt mode, and they're like, God, I got a transformer. They just take it out of the box, look at it a little bit, yeah, put it up on the shelf and leave it to be and everything. So
Unicron apparently is going to be coming in planet mode.
Oh, good. I ain't gonna transform it then. That's awesome. I love it. I think I'm gonna display it in planet mode, to be honest, but we'll see. I have about a year and a half to figure out what I'm gonna do with that thing. All right. So I just want to say congratulations. You just passed the 2,000 sub just recently.
I did. It was those last 30, man. It was a long road to halting for those last 30.
It feels like that, man. Yeah, when I was going to 2,000, I think I was like at 29 or 2,000 or 1,900 and whatever, anything. But the last, 50 for me was just like, man, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. And then you kind of, you start, thinking back at yourself, like, am I even good enough to even get to 2,000? You kind of start doubting yourself and everything. Like, man, I can't even get, another 50, to get to this point. And you're like, ugh.
But then you look at different people and different channels, and I look up to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And some of them have been, like, I don't want to say stagnant, because that's not a nice sounding word, but like some of them like stayed at a certain level, so to speak, for what seemed like a long time, and then got this big boost by thousands. Like, I look at somebody like Thu Adams. I remember that he was on like 17,000 for like a long time.
Yeah.
Now, God bless him, has really, kind of jumped up. I'll look at Bobby. I remember Bobby being at like 11, 12,000 for like a long time.
Yeah.
And God bless him. I mean, one of the most honest guys in the business is every time now I feel like I see him, it's up and up and up, and God bless. He deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He's good. He's all right. I mean, he's fine. Whatever. I don't care about Bobby. He's a good dude. He's one of my good friends, man. And speaking, like I said, congratulations on that. When did you start doing reviews?
I started doing reviews in February of 2016, and I was god awful. God,
Me too. I'm sorry. My phone's ringing. I am so sorry.
Don't worry about it. Mine's right there. I'm just waiting for it to go off.
All right, sorry about that. So you started back in 2016, and
February of 2016, and the very first thing I done was I recently did it in the Channel Restart Challenge, but it was a KO of an animated Activators Optimus Prime. It was $2 Canadian, and I figured this is going to crumble in my hands. And you know what? He's still fine today. This is 3 years later, and that $2 KO is still fine.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Very nice. So, yeah. And you talk about, the first one. Well, my first one I ever did was the collection room. And then what was my second? I have to go back and look at it, man. I go back to older ones sometimes. I'm like, God, it was terrible. I didn't have any good lights. It was the lights above me, which was a ceiling fan. It looks like I'm in yellow or something, like I'm in an orange room or something. It's just trash.
I also had this idea of like, I'm not going to edit out anything. It's just going to be, everything is going to be included. And it's like this like dead air, and like, like I should not leave this in here.
Oh yeah, I watched some of my stuff. I'm just like, oh, so terrible, so terrible. Nice. So and go off of that. So why did you start doing reviews? What got you into it?
I watched a lot of people. I guess because I'm, a teacher by day, I'm a loudmouth and opinionated. And I realized that of everybody I was watching, while there were a lot from the US and there were even some from Canada, about Toronto and over west, I was like, there's like nobody in Eastern Canada that is at least on my radar that I knew about. Now I know a couple now. You know, I'm in Eastern Canada. Cardboard Bots, you know, good friend of the channel, good guy. He's Eastern Canada. He's a local guy. And I think that Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer moved from the West Coast to the East, if I'm not mistaken. He's a great guy.
Okay, very nice. So I think Ben's Collectibles, he moved to Canada for a little while. I don't know if he got to that far of east. I think he may have been a little west of you.
He was a little bit more. I don't know if he was exactly in like Ontario, in Toronto or whatever. I
have no clue.
I feel like it was in Eastern somewhere, but you know, and I thought that was great. When Ben was coming over, I was like, that's fantastic. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a sincere guy. And I'm so sad that his experience over here, like, met with so many kind of trip ups and you know, things that caused him to have to move home. And I mean, that's, you know, I'm glad that he's doing better now. It's just, it's too bad when you visit anywhere or go anywhere or try to start something somewhere and it doesn't work out.
Yeah, and especially Canada. I think, isn't Canada like the nicest place in the world to live or something?
It depends on who you know and where you live.
Okay, that's true. That is true. Very nice. So, all right. So if you had to stop collecting, like I said, I don't want anything to happen or anything. So if you had to stop collecting, would you be satisfied with what you have right now? And if you started over again, would you collect a different way?
If I had to stop right now, yeah, mostly I would be all right. However, I would point out two glaring omissions at this point. First is I would love to have a version of Solus Prime. I don't know, Salvia Promenon, I guess. I'd love to have some version of Solus Prime. And a Titan Scorponok. All this talk about this Unicron. We have a Unicron figure. Whether you like him or not is a different story. We don't really, except for G1, we don't have a Scorponok. Give us a Titan Scorponok.
I think he's next. I think he's going to be next. I was surprised. I thought they would show something at San Diego Comic-Con for next year, for next year's Titan class. Maybe New York Comic-Con, I think it's coming up in soon or something. I don't know. October. I think we may see something then. But I was really surprised. I thought we was going to see a little glimpse of Titan or Scorponok.
SDCC with the Unicron show.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I mean, I have kind of my thoughts kind of going up probably today about what I thought about the reveals of SDCC outside of Unicron. And it was the Unicron show.
Yeah, it wasn't. There wasn't a lot of stuff. I mean, to be honest,
stuff that we didn't already know about.
Yeah, we already saw most of the stuff there. We saw Astro Train, the big Astro, Eight Face. We already saw all that stuff and everything. So I just like,
it's great, but I don't have anything new on the plate that I want.
Yeah, it was really lackluster, just like the third-party panel at TFCon. It was just like, I mean, it's a tell, and Bobby. Speaking of Bobby, he's mentioned that it's getting weird now. With Transformer, there's a lot of stuff that if you want the G1 stuff, especially for Masterpiece, it's getting very hard. They're going to other lines. Beast Wars. They're jumping up. To I'm surprised that we haven't seen any animated stuff. RID stuff now.
How many Hound can you do?
That's true.
How many Bumblebees can you do?
Yeah.
I mean, they just announced it for Studio Series that they're doing 4 more. And like one of them is a Bumblebee. Like, how many Bumblebees do you need?
Are they doing the Bumblebees?
How many do you need, man?
I didn't know they were doing a Bumblebee. Man, give us like Jolt and give us like some other ones and everything. But
absolutely.
I am ready. I'm excited for the Devastator. I know it was a crappy mold, but I think it's going to be pretty good. I think with the Devastator. So
I here's the funny part. Around here, again, you talk about weird things with distribution. I've seen the SS-38, the Bumblebee Optimus Prime. I didn't get it because it doesn't fit in my collection. But I've seen it a few times. Get this, I haven't seen Rampage. You know,
Oh yeah,
is that his name? Rampage? Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't seen right now. The latest deluxe wave that we have is the one with helicopter drop kick in it. Like
Dropkick, yeah. Mhm.
we're so far behind with Studio Series. It's not even funny.
That's
But
all we have.
$20.
That's what we have in my target. We have it. We're supposed to get the. Now I have all that have the Devastator. They got the High Tower.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the dump truck, the green dump truck.
long haul.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him. I don't know when we're gonna get him because all mine has is drop kick and the shatter, and and a bumblebee here and there. So that's all I see.
Did your Target by chance have the Rainmakers yet? Because I hear they're going to be a Target exclusive.
I went and they don't have ours, don't, but they are being found in Target. I think if you most of them that people are getting, I've read that they've had to ask associates to go in the back to get them. I don't think. I think I think they were have a street date of the 28th.
Yeah.
But associates were going in the back to get them for them, so that's how they're getting them. They haven't. I don't think anybody's found them out in the store.
That's another reason that I'm sad that we don't have that company here in Canada anymore. I go back to 2015, and the whole reason that I was able to get Combiner Wars as early as I did, and the whole reason I was able to get Fall of Cybertron, Skywarp, the only reason I was able to get him is because we had a Target.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Right?
I think Skyward, man. I remember when classics, the classic version, they had the 2-pack with him and Ultra Magnus. So I don't know why they make Skyward so hard to get. Even, I mean, the Skyward Prestige, you have to go through Amazon to get. I don't know why they make Skyward so hard to get for people. It's weird.
No idea. I've always wondered the same thing.
And it's an easy, you can get a Starscream. You're always gonna get a Thundercracker in Sky, in Skyward.
Absolutely. And I'll say this: the Siege mold, like. It's being used a lot already. The main three, the main makers, Red Wing, but it's a good mold. Like I wasn't even in because I was like, I don't know if I like this Tetrajet mold, but it's when you get it in hand, it's so good.
Oh yeah, I do. I have the Starscream and the Red Wing. I ordered the toy hacks, the stickers, and the little fin, whatever. Yep. So I'm waiting for them to come in, and I'm going to do I'm going to take a book from Patriot Prime. He does a lot of the toy hack stuff.
He does, yeah.
I ordered those two. They were $20, and I think they were like $4 off. So I got them for $16 each. So I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna start doing those and everything. I got the stickers for Greenlight for some reason. I don't know why, but I just got it for her because it's like $8. So I was like, I'll just add another one. So yeah, I'm looking forward. Yeah, I do too. I like it. I ordered the what's the last one? The orange one. Yeah, I ordered her.
It's funny. The day before she was announced, I considered, because I knew that there was a Moonracer on clearance at one of the Walmarts for $5, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just get another Moonracer and do a custom and call it good. And I debated about it, and I said maybe tomorrow I'll go there because it's the one that's furthest away, so it's about a 20-minute drive. And I was like, maybe I'll go there tomorrow and pick her up if she's still there. And then the next morning when I got up and I was having my morning coffee, what do I see? The announcement of the actual one. I was like, oh.
Very nice.
Well, the actual one now.
Saved me $5 and now I got to spend $30 or something just to pick her. Yeah. I'll teach you, Hasbro. Yeah. All right. So that's cool. So do you think you'll ever start collecting? Stop collecting, not start.
Do you think I'll ever? Do I think? No, but that comes with a bit of a caveat. I think that I'm reaching a point where I'm far more discerning about what I get. Like I'm not necessarily with the prices going up and the fact that I already have particular representations of characters, and because I do have limited space to display it, I think I'm getting a lot more picky about what I get. For example, I, to my shock and amazement this week, managed to nab Springer, the new Siege Springer.
Oh yeah.
And which shocked me that he's out here. I really didn't expect him to hit here for another 2 or 3 months, to be honest with you. Nevertheless, I got him, but like and I haven't done the review yet, but I take him and I take the Generations, which is a good figure. And I'm like, okay, I only have room on the shelf because my display is actually a lot smaller than people think it is. Like I really only have room on my shelf for one.
Yeah.
Which one? And a lot of times I'll ask my wife for her opinion because she usually has a good kind of sixth sense for which one is the better one. And even she split because she's like, I like the alt modes of the Generations one, but I like the robot of the Siege one.
Mm-hmm.
You are no help to me at all.
Be gone.
No help to me at all.
Well,
So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I mean, Springer's one of those that he's lucky. He's had a couple of great offerings, not to mention everything third party that he's had that's been pretty great.
Yeah. Well, I think I had a little face off or versus whatever between the generations. I just lead to it is, which one do you want for your collection? Do you want a G1 representation or do you want a IDW kind of thing? Because to be honest, for some reason, Hasbro knocks it out of the park with the Springer. They know how to do Springer.
Absolutely.
That Generation one was probably one of the better Voyagers that they've ever put out, in the whole lifetime of Transformers.
Makes me wonder why they struggle so much with Ironhide. Although I do like the Siege Ironhide.
Yeah, I do too. Except for the little flaps on the legs. I love the weapon. I love that hammer.
I can pick my Ironhide up by his flaps and shake him in the flaps.
Well, you got a good one then, man.
I was lucky, man. Real lucky.
Now they did fix. If you do get a Red Wing, I know it's going to be hard, but they did fix the chest. Because it's a lot better than what Starscream's is.
You know what the funny part is? I don't even know how they're going to be offering Red Wing. Like, I feel like he's not a Target exclusive. I feel like he's being released at Target first, and then we're going to see him other places after.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people asking, does anybody have a red card so they can get one? Yeah. It sold out. Luckily, I saw Larkin actually hit me up, and I think it was Larkin. Was it Larkin or Kato? Might have been. It's either one of them. They hit me up and said, "Hey, he's on Target.com and everything." So I was lucky to slide in and get one of those. He sold out. So I don't know for sure if he may. I mean, I don't know. But I've seen a lot of people ask, "Hey, do you have a red card so I can get this, later on or something like that?" I guess they're gonna get some more in stock.
Some people have also said, like, I'd like to see this mold used for the Coneheads. I don't know if this mold would fit for the Coneheads.
Yeah, it's Inutabi. He's the one who hit me up. I knew it was one of those.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
When he hit me up and said, "Hey, sorry about that. I totally blew my mind. I forgot which one of y'all hit me." Yeah, I would hope that. I would like for them to make another mold, but they're just going to retool it. They're going to retool that Seeker to make it a Conehead. But I don't see them as Coneheads, to be honest.
No. I see them as Rainmakers. I think they're ideal for rain. Like, even if they, come up with an alternate mold for the main three, and you're like, oh well, that's your traditional Earth jet. I don't think they're ever going to do the Rainmakers better. I think that this is the ideal mold for the Rainmakers. Yeah.
True, that's true, but I do agree with you. I don't see Coneheads when they do everything. So, all right. So, if you started up a third party company, what would be your first figure, and what scale would it be?
Ooh, for a first go.
Yep.
The business mind in me feels like I'm almost obligated to say Bumblebee or Optimus, because one of them is going to sell, because everybody knows Bumblebee and Optimus, but I don't want to. I think I would almost want to go a route that's a little outside. It would probably still be an Optimus. It would probably be a Transformers Prime Optimus. It would probably be about leader-ish in size, but with more complexity, a little more high end. Maybe not necessarily MP scale, but a little more, kind of like Planet X. Like, not really MP, but it's certainly more love than is given to kind of regular main line. Because who's doing Transformers Prime stuff? No one.
Nobody. Yeah, that's true. I just got one from Iron Warrior, and it's probably one of the worst figures I bought in a long time. So don't get that,
really?
folks. Yeah, it's non-transformable one, but it's light. It's go back. People go watch my review for the Iron Warrior Prime, and you'll see why it's probably one of the worst things ever. It's not good, especially for a first offering. Oh, it's gonna be bad.
This is the thing, though. Like, you get a lot of it. It amazes me how some companies, their first offering is so good, and others that are so bad, and even some that are so bad still manage to put out a whole bunch of stuff. Like, poor old X-Transbots has had such a spotty history. Now, I like the look of them. Sometimes I even like the engineering, but they've had a spotty history, man.
But ever since, I think, and I've always said this, is since they put out their Klaatu, their Cosmos, they've been going up.
They really have. I'm happy to see them succeed. I like Fans Hobby because they came out and done something different right away.
Yeah.
And they've been kind of sticking with doing that different motif, and it's working for them so far. It seems to be working for them.
Yeah, I can't wait for their Motormaster to finally come out. I just ordered their sea spray. He's going to be my sea spray, so
It looks really good.
I'm excited. Very nice.
All right. I have a question. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm going to ask. Why exactly? Because I feel like I missed something here. Why exactly are we getting a Spindrift 2.0? Like, didn't we just get the original one? Am I missing the story?
I don't know personally. I mean, I don't know for why. I think personally they know that that's their worst outing or offering they put out, and it could be Fans Toys kind of likes to step on people sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of, and there's like since the X-Trans bought one. I think it's because they know it wasn't that good. I think it's probably one of their worst offerings they put out. A lot of people don't like it. Some people do, and that's fine. So I think they just went back and said, "Hey, I think we could do it better," and that's why they're doing a 2.0.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't know that people didn't like it. I missed that somehow.
Yeah, it's probably one of their worst. A lot of people would say Lupus, which I like their Werewolf.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have said that their sea spray just wasn't good at all.
Okay, fair enough.
Could be a reason why. But personally, I don't know for sure. All right. So, if you could have one last meal, what would it be?
I'm going to steal an answer that you recently got and said you never got before. Tacos.
Tacos, yes.
I think it was Vanessa who said it. Am I right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I when she said that, I was like, I am on board. Absolutely, same answer.
Nice, very nice. Now, is it any specific place that you like from the taco?
Well, now here's the funny part. No, it's not really necessarily a specific place that I like, because the places that we have here are generally local places. Like, believe it or not, we don't have Taco Bell.
Oh, really?
No, it's in Canada, but it's not in our province, and apparently it has something to do with the laws. I don't know. But now I wouldn't want that as my last meal, as an example. But like, if I say to you some of the local places, it's not going to mean anything to you anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a local restaurant called Quesada. There's a local restaurant called Pada. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
both are grand and good, but like, they're not going to mean anything to you.
Yeah, right? That's true. Yeah, we have local.
I'll say this though, I want it to be chicken.
Chicken tacos? Okay.
Absolutely.
I can see that. That's good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Pedro Brown said, GotBot, it's interesting to see you so normal. Usually you're so animated. So.
When he finally gets in touch with me and asks me for the sit rep, I'll be more animated, I promise.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Well, that kind of makes me feel bad. Like, I don't get, I guess you don't want to be animated with me.
I didn't know I wasn't being animated.
I didn't either. I thought you was acting the same way, like you always do. So, I don't know. Maybe
I'm used to being an oddball, and I just figured I was still being an oddball.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So, your favorite ice cream?
My favorite what?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yes.
Favorite ice cream. Chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, man.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Absolutely. How can you I don't eat the best. I eat like a 5-year-old, and it's nothing for me to sit down with just some cookie dough and call it good.
Yeah, call it a night.
But like, you throw some ice cream in with that cookie dough, man, that is gangbusters.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Good choice. Good choice. So what's one of your favorite movies that has stuck with you? Like, you could watch it anytime and not get tired of it. Like, you watch it, it could be at the first, the middle, or the end. What is a movie that just sticks with you that you can always watch to the end of days?
There's the obvious choices, like anything from the MCU, for example. But I'm going to pick one that's probably going to surprise you. One of the movies that I love the absolute best, Fugitive.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Harrison Ford. Okay. Harrison
Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. I thought they had such great chemistry. I thought it was. Yeah. I thought the way that the story was retold, with the differences made from the old miniseries from years earlier. I thought that the changes they made was so good, and since '92, it's been one of my favorites.
Nice. I've been speaking of Harrison. I'm watching Showtime a lot, and Air Force One has been showing a lot.
That's also a very good movie.
Yeah, I watch. It's so '90s though, but I sit there and watch it. I'm like, I remember watching this movie, but now I watch it more and more every time it's on and everything. So
it's very nice. Things that, like, it's just a fun time to sit down with a bit of popcorn and
Oh well, yeah.
You
Heck
know,
yeah.
and enjoy it. You don't have to think about it, you know?
You know what? One of my favorite movie is very underrated is Demolition Man.
So good.
I know
So
it's
good.
so corny now. I mean, Wesley Snipes was good back then, and I'm happy they're redoing Blade. You know, they got a good guy doing the Blade and
They
everything.
do. I'm interested to see how that goes.
But Wesley Snipes, man, and I watch White Man Can't Jump, and just some of the movies been in have been really good. Blade, I love the Blade series, even Blade 3. I like Blade 3. I know I'll whatever, shoot me,
You know what
whatever.
though? Like that was a real good forerunner to what we have now for these hero movies. You know, like give credit where credit is due. When Blade came out, there wasn't a whole
No,
lot in that same genre,
yeah,
and for him to be able to have the longevity to last for 3 films and get a trilogy out of it, I think it says a lot.
it does. Yeah, I thought it was a good trilogy. I really like it. I like
It
Wesley
was a
Snipes,
good trilogy. I agree.
but
I mean,
Demolition Man,
Hulk didn't get a trilogy.
who's that?
Hulk didn't get a trilogy,
That's true. And Hulk's my favorite, superhero, whatever MCU guy. And
right?
I don't know what they're going to do with him. What they did with him in the last 2 movies was just like, I was like, but I've heard that he's going to have a bigger role going
I
down
hope.
further. Yeah, I do too. Because I mean, everybody was hoping he was going to fight Thanos, and I'm just like,
Did you see Far From Home yet?
yeah,
I absolutely like how it was. Like it was predictable, but I love how it sort of, tied up phase 3 and just gave us a hint of what phase 4 could be.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be interesting to see where it fleshes out going forward.
Yeah, it is, and I'm really excited. Everybody's like, I'm so sick of seeing, yeah, whatever. You're crazy. So what was the first concert you ever went to? Are you a big concert guy going, or?
No, I'm not. The wife is a bigger concert fan than me. First one that honestly, the first one that I went to was a long time ago, and it's probably going to be a surprise to a lot of people, anybody who knows the sort of music that I usually listen to. But the first concert that I went to a long time ago was Snoop.
Oh, really?
And he was, God bless him, he was about an hour and a half late because of the flight. And everybody was disgruntled, but he came out and he done a show. I'll give the man credit where credit is due. He came out and he done a full show. And he couldn't help the weather. It is what it is. We live in an island. Sometimes stuff happens. The easier question would be, what concert do I regret missing the most? Okay. And that's a tie. It's either when we had Rod Stewart here, or and I'm going to say this band, and maybe you've never even heard of them, the Tragically Hip, when they were here. And the Tragically Hip, it's funny, they will go to, or they used to, before the passing of the late great Gord Downey, they used to go to the States, and they would be in like a little club of 200 people.
Yeah.
But in Canada, they were a Canadian institution and were selling out, venues that had 50, 60, 70,000 people.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of bands. Green Day's done that a lot too. They would sell out big stadiums and they would go to little clubs. They go as a different name, and everything and all that stuff. And that's pretty cool. That's really neat. I've seen some of that. That's pretty cool. All right. Very nice. Very nice. First con. Yeah. So if someone gave you $1,000, would you be responsible and pay bills, or would you buy toys?
See, this goes back to that Unicron question. It's funny. I want to give the GotBot in me wants to give the fun answer and say I'd buy toys, man. $1,000 extra dollars for free, I'd buy toys. However, that being said, the dentist side of me has always ruled, and I feel like for me to spend it on toys, I would have to be told, don't put this on bills.
Yeah.
Use this for something you enjoy. My wife, my parents don't even like to give me money. If anything, they want to give me gift cards because they're like, if I give you money, you're going to squirrel it away and you're going to put it on bills, or you're going to put it in retirement savings, or you're going to do something very Alex P. Keaton-ish with it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just the way I was brought up. I don't know. But for me to, this is why I don't understand a lot of times with the higher end stuff, and I don't get the value behind it. Like my wife understands it more because like she sees the value, for example, with jewelry, and I look at it and say, but it's a rock. It's a rock.
Yeah.
Like a diamond to me is a piece of glass. I just don't understand it. So I think I would want to buy toys with it, but I think I'd be responsible because I'm a grown up, and that sucks.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, real life happens. You would think that. Okay. Oh, where my dog is? Where you at, Gator? Oh, well. Sorry.
That's
My
all
dog,
right.
he's walking around. I thought he heard something. But anyways, cool. Yeah, well, most people would just say, 80-20. They spend $800 on bills and $200 on a transformer or whatever.
Maybe 50-50.
Yeah, or 50-50. That'd be a good point. Good point. All right. Let's see. So, and speaking of your family, what does your family think of your collection? And what do they think about your reviews and everything?
Very, very supportive. Like,
Okay.
okay, we have it's me, it's my wife, and it's the two boys. And I call them the scraplets. One of them, he doesn't care. He's indifferent to it. It's not really his thing, but he does like to help with the stop motions, and he does like to help with the videos. He's more into the video, the YouTube side of it.
Yeah.
The other boy, he has his own collection. It's funny, like I mentioned Springer earlier. And a lot of people would say, well, I guess you'll sell one of them off. And ideally I would, but I also have this funny feeling that whatever one I don't take, he's going to lay claim to for his collection.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to, do I sell it or do I give it to the lad? I'm going to give it to the lad.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of my wife, she is the one who really kind of got me back into collecting. Honestly,
nice.
She knows I have an opinion, and she was like, why don't you do this? She calls herself Starscream wife. She says Starscream is her spirit animal.
Nice.
When we got married a couple weeks ago, our cake topper was, Optimus Prime, and for her, it's Sailor Moon. She got me a custom Shattered Glass Autobot tie. In our vows, she said, I understand you're going to fill our house with Transformers.
Like, you did a video of that. You did I saw that.
Right? So she is 100% absolutely on board, which is why when people say things to me, like I mentioned with the Unicron earlier, when people use arguments to me like, too bad your wife won't let you. Yes, she will. She's 100% on board. Too bad you're poor. We're not. I can afford it. Just don't see the value because I'm boring, I guess. I don't know.
That's the toxicity in the fandom.
It's fine for everybody to have the opinion 2 or 4, but like let's try to not devolve into a
And what's it matter? What's it matter if my wife won't let me do it or do it? Or what's it matter if you think that I'm poor? I mean,
absolutely.
Does it really bother you that bad that you think that I'm poor? But
yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
I get where you're coming from, and I agree 100%.
It just makes no sense. Like, who cares? What's it matter if I get it or not?
Yeah.
I mean, is it going to hurt your pockets? Is it going to hurt your collection?
Yeah.
I mean, I just, whatever. Just stupid. Okay. I got one more question because I think we've been on over an hour now. But I've had a wonderful time. Got to do this again. This is fun.
Absolutely.
Where do you see GotBot in 5 years? Your channel and everything.
I'm hoping bigger and better. I don't see it going away now. Could it change a bit? Here's the thing. As I get kind of caught up in the backlog of my own personal collection, then it's either relying on new stuff or things that people are kind enough to let me have a lend of. Like I've been doing a lot with the MicroMasters, the G1 MicroMasters recently.
Yeah.
I don't own any of them. I own none of them. But a good friend of the channel owns all of them and was like, here, look at them all. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, take as long as you need. So like, thank you. That's all I can say to him is, he's letting me take a loan of it, hold on to it for as long as I need it, and I'll just give it back when I'm done. But, even when I kind of shift things, I think it'll be more discussions and it'll be more stop motions and it'll be more, you know what I mean? Like I think it'll be alive. It'll just be interesting to see how it organically changes over time.
Yeah, I think you have to because there's a lot of reviewers now. There's tons of them out and everything. And it's cool. We're like a big circle, and everything, and it's awesome and everything. But you have to do stuff to stand out.
Absolutely,
everything, all that stuff. So and it's fun. You get to explore and do different things. Like I've added some stuff. I added this. The round 30. I've been doing this for.
Round 30, the what's new in Transformers.
Yeah, what's new in the Transformers and everything. So I think you have to currently, like evolve into other stuff and not just do reviews because
the only thing I would say to you is never ever get rid of floor time. It's the greatest.
Oh no, I've had people getting mad. Well, I want to say mad, but they would be like, I think I've only done like one, like a couple that I didn't do floor time with, and it was older ones. All the new stuff I've always done floor time because that's what I'm known for. But
Yep.
I've had people pin, and when that review is like, "Why didn't you do floor time?"
Yep.
Like, I just
I've
didn't want to. When'd you ask me when I did?
with one, and your response was, "Well, this was an MP." And I was like, "Fair enough."
Oh, when I was doing
I want to say it might have been Meteor, the Starscream, possibly.
Yeah, the Planet X one. Yeah, because I was so mad. I was so upset. It's a good one now. I've grown to like it, but when I first got it, I was really disappointed with it, and I didn't do floor time. That's the one of the first floor times I didn't do, and people were like, "Why didn't you do floor time?" But the masterpiece stuff, I was just doing like an overview of like if they still stand up and everything. So I think that's what. But I haven't. I should go back. I think I almost finished them to currently what we have now, but. I don't know. I've done so much new stuff now that I just don't have time to go back.
It's overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's cool that you get people to send you stuff and everything because that's all. That just says that that people trust you and that it's awesome that you can get other stuff that you don't buy and you can review it.
I think this is why a lot of people think that my collection is bigger than it is. Like I don't get a lot of stuff. I don't get a lot of stuff sent to me. Like I've had one person send me one thing, and that was a non-F blaster for Grimlock and like a couple of little pieces for Swoop.
Yeah.
But there are some local collectors who have been very thankful that there's somebody from this part of the world that's doing it. That have been kind enough to say, here you can have a lend of this, and you can do this. And there's a few of them that I'm lucky enough are kind enough to let me kind of incorporate their collection into my review and give me that extra content and that extra hands-on experience,
Oh yeah. Oh no, definitely. Yeah, definitely. That's cool. That's like I said, I've not, looked at is the non-Nef stuff really good? I know, have you looked at
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like for them to ship to Canada, there is a minimum order, and you do have to pay a little bit more for the shipping. So like unless you can't just go in and be like, oh, I just kind of want this set because you need something to kind of pad it out. You almost got to wait till you get a few sets. But I'll say this, as a company, I really like them. I'd love to see them be able to grow even more. I absolutely support what they're doing. Same thing with Toy Hacks. Like again, by the time you put the conversion on and the shipping to Canada, it can be pricey.
Yeah,
but I do absolutely, positively respect the company. I understand why people absolutely go for them. I think that they're another company that does very fantastic work.
Yeah, that'd be. I like I want to get the Null Race for Starscream and the G2 set for the Sideswipe. Looks pretty good too.
I tell you another company that's really small. They're on Facebook, but I absolutely love what they're doing too. Deep Space Arsenal.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the things that he comes up with. He's a good guy. I've talked to him a few times. He's a good guy.
Oh, okay, cool. I think I've mentioned some of his stuff in my What's New and Transformers stuff and everything. Yeah. So, okay, I can only answer. I'm sorry. I would try to ask more questions, but I had to go. I have a dentist appointment at 2:00. So, M asked, has the G1 reissue Soundwave hit Walmarts in your area?
Not here yet. No, I know that they've hit areas. The only thing right now for G1 reissue that's on the shelf is a whole lot of Optimus Prime.
Now, have they gone on sale yet?
In some stores they've been marked down, and other ones they haven't.
Yeah, I saw them last night, and it was $35, and I was just like, still not. I mean,
well, they're $49.99 here. Like they're a Voyager price here.
Yeah.
Without a trailer, no.
No, when they said 50, I was like, oh. Now 35, I was maybe. Now if it goes down to 25, 20,
yeah,
definitely I think Soundwave is 50 up here. I think would he be 70 up there? I think.
Yeah, $69.99. But I almost feel like that is a more sensible price for Soundwave. Like it's still high, but like when I look at the price for Optimus and then I look at the price for Soundwave, I think to myself, I think the price makes a little more sense.
Yeah, you also get a tape and everything. It's just, I think without the trailer. Now, if he would have included the trailer, 50 would have been fine.
Different story.
So, yeah, so I think without the trailer thing was kind of like, it's iconic. It's a trailer. It does disappear during the cartoon and everything, but
You know
as
what's
a toy.
iconic? That second blaster that does not look like an Optimus Prime blaster. That's not iconic.
Yeah, no, that's
They
that
didn't
was
do
weird.
that.
I was like, that's for $50? Come on now.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well, dude, I had a wonderful time, man. Thank you so
Yeah, this was
much.
fun.
For coming on.
I had a blast.
Dude, I would love to have you on, man. You're welcome anytime. Tell everybody where they can find you at, and I'll put your link to your YouTube and all that stuff in the description after I get done all that stuff.
Sure. In terms of finding, I'm not a hard man to find. There's the GotBot Facebook page. There's also Transformers Collectors NL. You can search that up on Facebook. The Autobot family on Facebook. There's I'm one of the mods for that one.
Yeah, I'm in it. Yeah, I'm in it.
I'm on, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. Honestly, go to Google, write in GotBot, and there you go. Pretty much you'll find everything.
All right. Very nice. And Em said it was great to see you on one of these shows. Yeah, it was great to have everybody. Like I said, most people that I've had in there, they can come on, or I've had them on, or they can come on anytime you want to. So
I think most of us in the community, try to give some positive value to it. Try to give something good and try to support one another. I mean, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. We're all fans, man. We're all here. We're all here to have fun, right?
Exactly. And we collect toys. We're grown men that collect toys and everything. So I want to say thank y'all very much for coming in and everything. Hit that like button. It helps out the channel and all that stuff. And you haven't subbed yet, I guess go down there and sub. I think most people in here are subbed already. So, but you haven't, do me a favor, go down there and do that for me. And I guess I'll see you on the next Around 30. And as always, be good to yourself. Hail Hasbro, and good night, folks. All right, stop the broadcast.